Did you know you can go inside Titanic survivor Molly Brown's house in real life? This is the survivor that Kathy Bates plays in the movie, and this really was one of the coolest experiences ever because this house is over 100 years old, and so was everything inside of it. After you get your ticket downstairs, you're allowed inside the house. Now they have two different kinds of tours, a self-guided tour and then a tour where they have a tour guide. And the number one biggest rule they have is you are not allowed to touch anything inside of there except for the stairs. And they said that's mostly because a lot of this stuff has chemicals on it from back in those times. Isn't it such a crazy thought that Molly Brown touched these exact stairs that I'm touching? Everything you just saw was on the first floor, so now I'm going up the first flight of stairs. There's a lot of stairs in this house, actually. There are so many rooms, and she owned all of this stuff. This was the very first bedroom upstairs. It looked really, really pretty. They have all the things she owned in that specific room all laid out for you to see easily. Like this old-timey umbrella, then they had this vanity that had like a lot of her pictures on there. And then I was really fascinated by the room next door, not only because of the Votes for Women sash, but because of her dresser in here. So cool to think that the perfume and the hair clips on the dresser were things that she probably used every single day. These were some of the family photos she had on the wall. This was another room down the hall. Just want to make it clear this is still on the same floor, so that just shows you how many rooms was in this enormous house. I don't know why, but I was the most fascinated with the bathroom, I guess because I've never seen a bathroom from that time period before, and I love that they left everything where it was so you can kind of get like an idea of what it was like to live during that time. This is the third floor, and this is actually where she would host her Votes for Women meetings. Fun fact, I had no idea that she even fought so hard for women's rights until I got into this room. There's even a little area where they show you the kind of fashion that would be on the Titanic. And speaking of fashion, this seemed to be the sewing room. Like, I'm not 100% sure, but that looks like some kind of sewing machine. That looks like a lot of fabrics and stuff. I don't know what that is in the middle, but it looks like something that would have to do with making clothes. I went back downstairs and realized I missed so many rooms because this is the kitchen, and I didn't even see this at first. This was really cool to me too because I've never seen an old kitchen like this, and she had two smaller rooms on the side of the kitchen where she kept her plates, her cups. It also served as like a pantry where she held all her food. Some of the teapots and teacups even said Votes for Women. And isn't it just so fascinating to see what canned food was like back then? Like, some of these brands are still around today, so it's really cool to see how far they come. Like, I see cornflakes up there, Quaker Oats, like that's so cool. These are some of the dishes in her sink, her pots, her pans. They set the tables up to look like if she was baking. This tour really felt like stepping inside a time machine or something because you really felt like you were there in that moment during that time when they were doing all this stuff for real. Like the dining room table setup had me feeling like I was about to sit down and have dinner with her or something. Across from the kitchen was this cute little library area. I thought the bookshelf was really cool. They have couches that you cannot sit on, another piano, and connected to the library was like this little office space room, and it still had documents and papers and stuff on the table. Well, that was the tour of Molly Brown's house in Denver, Colorado. Right after you exit, there's a gift shop if you want to purchase any souvenirs, and if you're interested in the Titanic, I definitely recommend this tour.